How's it going, guys? My name's Crazy SOB, and today I thought I would do a Madden video. So I've never done a Madden video before and put it on YouTube. I'm not like a competitive Madden player. I don't do Ultimate Team. I really stick to just franchise. I love franchise, and I love Madden, and I have been playing Madden since the early 90s. I, as a kid, won some kind of fishing tournament, and what I picked for my prize was a bundle of Madden video games. So my first Madden video games I had were, I think it was 89, 90, and 92. I'm not really sure why it was that spread out randomly. But actually, I don't even know if they made it 89 now that I think about it. But I know I had at least 90 and 92. So I've been playing Madden every year for the past, that many years. For the past 30 years, I guess. And I don't know. Without Madden, I don't think I would, as a kid, have had much fun playing video games. I don't know. Like, I loved Madden, and to be honest, when I was a kid, all I played was sports games. That was it. And eventually, I got into some other things just from friends and people that I've met, and eventually got into like shooters and stuff like that. But anyways, Madden was always my favorite video game. It still is a game that I will play every year for months and months, and I honestly don't care. Like, the next Madden that comes out could be garbage in everybody else's opinion, but I will still love it, I'm sure. Anyways, so today I thought I would do a relocation of, I think I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals. Basically what I want to do is relocate a team, and then after I relocate the team, we're going to do all the relocation stuff during the first season. I don't care what happens during the first season. Hopefully we tank and have a shitty season and have the number one pick, but I don't really care what happens. I will sim through, get our relocation stuff set up. The first season that we are relocated, we are going to, once free agency starts, I'm going to drop the entire roster. Everyone's going to be gone. We're going to start off as a zero. So hopefully what we're going to do is trade for a lot of picks. I kind of want to make this feel like an expansion team. So I might look up, I think maybe like the Texans and the Jags in Carolina, see how many picks that they were allowed in that first draft, because I know they got more picks than the normal teams, you know what I mean? So hopefully we will get that many picks. I hope. I'm not really sure what the number is right now. We'll find out later. But I want to be able to start from zero. And not only that, but to keep me from just like spending all our money on free agents and like I want this to go for a little while. So I don't want to make a team that's like 90 overall after the first two seasons because I signed all the free agents. Basically what I want to do is only pick up rookies. So once we're done with the draft, we're going to go to free agency, and we're only going to pick up the undrafted rookies. That's it. So obviously we're going to be stuck with a bunch of 60s. Hopefully I can get some of our main positions through the draft. You never know what's going to happen, and I'm not going to use any draft classes. It's just going to be the auto-generated rookies. So hopefully we'll have a good quarterback there. Hopefully we'll have a good running back. Hopefully we'll have decent receivers. I want like a middle linebacker. Try to get linemen, defensive linemen, and then offensive linemen is usually pretty decent towards the end of the draft. You can get some 70s or whatever. Hopefully we can pick up some depth traits. We'll just see how everything works out. So it's going to be challenging at first, I think, especially if we don't have the pieces that we need. Like if there's not a good quarterback, or we don't have the first overall pick and we miss out on the quarterback, or we don't have a good running back that we want, or whatever, we're going to have a hard time, especially if we end up with like a 6-year overall quarterback. It's going to be rough. So hopefully everything will work out and it'll be just fine. So I'm going to pick the Cardinals right here. We're going to obviously change our role. We got to be the owner so we can relocate. I'm going to do, it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't know. Dude with the mustache guy. I was going to say Monopoly guy, and then I remembered like some weird thing about the Monopoly guy not actually wearing a monocle. I don't know what that's all about. I feel like I remember him wearing a monocle, but I guess that's one of those things. What's it called? Mandela effect or whatever? Something like that. I don't know. But anyways, let's go starting point. I'm just going to do regular season. Doesn't matter what happens in preseason. Everybody's going to be gone at the end of the season. Anyways, league settings. Let's see. I'm going to do all pro. I'm not that good at the game, and I don't want to struggle really when I decide to play the games. I'm not going to be playing full games all the time. I think I might, for the most part, sim a lot of the games, and then we'll come in some games. Maybe if, say, like we need to win a game to get to the playoffs or something like that, I might play that whole game. We might play the moments a lot. I'm not sure how we'll do all this yet, but I don't know. I'm just going to try and have fun. So we need to, what else? I'm not going to have coach firing on because, like I said, we're going to be starting off as like a 0 overall if we have a shitty team and our shitty team goes 0-16. I don't want my coach to be fired. So I just don't want to have to deal with that right now. Salary cap, it doesn't matter. We most likely will be under the salary cap this entire series, I think. So it doesn't matter. Relocation, I'm going to put everyone. It'll be interesting to see if anybody else relocates. Also, I'm going to turn injuries off for at least right now. I don't want to have our season depend on like a season-ending injury. We're not going to have any depth, so we're going to have like maybe a mid-70s quarterback, maybe a mid-70s running back, and if they both go down, we're stuck with like 60s and 50s, and that'll probably end the season. So at least for the first couple of seasons, we're going to turn this off. I might think about turning on later. Career clock is going to be turned off, I guess. I don't really know what that does, so I think it's for mostly like a player franchise. I don't really know. I'll just leave it off right now. In season player movement limit. What I don't know what any of that does, honestly. We're gonna put 8 minutes. I think 8 minutes is a good time. I think. I don't know. I don't like accelerated clock. I don't like random 20 seconds going off the clock every time I don't know, go up to start a new play. I guess I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be there to make it feel more realistic, but then I would play on like 15 minutes or whatever if I wanted a realistic. I don't know. So I'm gonna turn that off, anyways. Scouting. I'm not sure if I want to do the scouting myself or not yet right now. If I put it on auto, the computer's pretty much just gonna pick all of the first round. I think they just go in order. So, and we're going to hopefully have a lot of first round picks. We'll see how that works out. But or maybe I'll try and do exactly how they did it with the expansions. We'll see. Right now, I'll leave it on manual. Figure out what I'm going to do, and I'll change it if I want. If not, I mean, we'll just do it during the season. I'm not going to do the... I'm probably not going to show any scouting unless I see something crazy, like if I have like all A wide receiver or something like that. Some crazy guy that I decided I needed to get, then I might show that. Obviously turn that off, and then fill roster we're going to turn off. I don't want the computer to be filling our roster with anything because we want all rookies. So now that that's done, we can hop into the first season. All right, so here we are, week 5. I did some looking around. It looks like for the Texans, they ended up getting the #1 overall pick, and they had 2 picks in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and then 3 in the 3rd. So was that 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 picks? So we'll try and get 14 picks. I'm not going to do that. I'll probably not do the 2 in each round. I'll probably do as many as I can do in the first round so I can get as good of a team as I can. The difference between our expansion and what happened in 2002 is that they were allowed to pick players like off of practice squads, and they got like whatever free agents that they were able to get. So obviously we're not doing that. We're going to be stuck with rookies only. So I feel like it's fair that we get as many first round picks as we can, and we're going to be trading away all of our best players. So it's not like these teams like this is an updated roster. Like we're going to be getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins. We're going to be getting rid of Chandler Jones. So like I feel like it's fair. These people are going to get some, or these other teams are going to get some good talent and stuff. So it'll even itself out. Another thing I thought was interesting. So whoever made this roster gave Isaiah Simmons a normal depth trait. So week 3, he was able to get a depth trait, and this is week 5, and he already has 5 skill points and is an 81 overall, and I haven't done anything. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I mean, also they have him as a run stopper. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I would have put him. I don't know. I'm not gonna question this guy how he did the rosters. I'm just using them. Anyways, so relocation, available cities. We're going to go to, I said Mexico City, however, wherever that is. Kind of like the Brooklyn beats too, like the purple and black, but we'll do Mexico City. Yeah, so I figured I'd bring you in to see the Isaiah Simmons story, and we'll go on to the next week. All right, so we're back. We have to pick our team name. We said Diablos, and it looks like the fans like Diablos and hate the Cardinals, so let's go with Diablos. Alright, so now we get to pick our jerseys. Let's see. So we have black and red and black and red. These are basically the same with a little bit of style change on the shoulders. And then we have the red helmets and the black unit. I think I like these. I think we'll go with these ones. Alright, so now we have our stadium. This, I don't think it really matters. I think, I mean, it would matter more if I was going to be the owner the whole time and this was going to like drain our money or whatever. But we're not going to do that. We're going to switch to a coach. So I think I want to do this deluxe futuristic one. So we'll do that. Yeah. All right. So here we are, end of the season. Some things I thought were kind of interesting, I guess. So these rosters weren't like perfect. Like they didn't make it so like the rookies, you know, rookies from last year and this next coming year are still in there. So I guess take this with a grain of salt. But so we have defensive player of the year. We have Chandler Jones, and then Isaiah Simmons is at 6. And Isaiah Simmons ends up winning the rookie of the year. So I thought that was interesting. He didn't win anything else. I think he had like 3rd or something on linebacker of the year. Anyways, but he ends up with 9 skill points. This dude is going to go up to 90 overall in one year. So that's pretty interesting, I thought. Kyler Murray got 5 as well, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Unfortunately, they're all going to be gone, so it doesn't really matter. So we did pretty bad. We went 3-13. I was hoping that we would get the first pick, but that belongs to the Raiders. Not sure how they did worse. I haven't looked at their roster, but yeah, they're pretty bad, I guess. Okay, so I was messing around with the coach customization, and I ran into this guy, and I was like, this is Uncle Phil. I love this idea. Uncle Phil is a football coach now. Rip James Avery, though. I mean, obviously, but Uncle Phil, I'm down. I'm down for you to lead the Diablos into battle. I'm kind of liking this. What would Uncle Phil wear though? He would wear like a polo and like slacks, I would think. Yeah, I think he would wear something like. Come on. Yeah, I think that would. I think we'll do that. Gray pants. I think that's what Uncle Phil would wear. All right. Right now, we still have Arizona playbooks. I don't know if I'm going to change that or not. The scheme right now, I'm not sure what we're going to do about the scheme. I think we're going to wait until after the draft to figure out what we do with that, to see what kind of pieces we have to make a scheme. I mean, honestly, I don't even really think it matters that much. Obviously, other than like, you know, trying to get more XP for our drafted players. I also got the coach with the trade boost because we're going to do all that trades. I thought about doing the XP boosts, and I just want to make sure that we get as high picks as we can. So I thought maybe that the trade influence would help. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump the entire roster, try to trade everyone, and once we're done with that, I'll come back and we'll do the draft. I'm only going to get the, what I say before, 14 picks, I think it was. 14 picks that the expansion draft for the Houston Texans had. So after we get those 14 picks, then we're done, and we're gonna dump everybody into free agency and see how that works out, I guess. All right, so here we are, made it to the draft, and we got our team zeroed out. Absolutely nobody on our team right now. So this should be interesting. We have a lot of choices to make. There are not very many running backs available. Also, something interesting happened with the number 1 quarterback that was available. I'm going to hit start draft and pause it real quick and go through this a little bit. Hit pause. And so let's look at the board real quick. So what ended up happening was, so quarterback, when I first scouted this guy, he was number 1. Like, he was the number 1 quarterback. I don't think he was going number 1 overall, but for some reason he dropped all the way down to 4. I'm not sure how that happened. Also, I'm speechless. I have no idea. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get why he would have dropped like that. I don't think I've ever seen that with a quarterback, at least. Also, running backs are not looking good. We have this one power back. He has decent speed too, so that's interesting. Other than that, it's just nobody. We do have some wide receivers that look like they're still gonna be early picks. Problem I have is that none of them are that tall. This is interesting too. I think I've heard before that these guys that don't end up going to the combine and they're like a first round talent, sometimes those are X factors. So I really want to look and hopefully pick that guy up, but these top wide receivers have like no height, like they're 5'10", these top guys. Really fast though, 4.29 40, so that's interesting. This tight end's the only one that's really worth anything. We do have some, I'm probably not going to worry about these top linemen. We have some that can go in the later rounds. I don't know if it was this one. There's another guy that didn't go through the combine, which I'm interested in. I'm not like, I mean, obviously X factor for a left guard doesn't really mean much, but we got some second rounds that are in the undrafted section. Center is rough. We don't really have a lot of good centers going on right now. Right guard, we have some first rounders in the late rounds, so that's good. Right tackle, same thing. The number 1 right tackle was a 4th rounder who's supposed to go in the 2nd. So, and then we have this 5th round, and then this guy with a huge combine score compared to the other guys that was undrafted. That's going to be a late first rounder, so that'll be a good get as well later on in the draft. This guy looks pretty good. The speed rusher looks like he's going mid first round from the 2nd round, so we might be able to, I think it said early 2nd round, so we can wait till the later parts. Let's see, right end, I think we'll look at that guy. Obviously not all of these guys are going to be available, and I didn't get to draft as many people as I wanted. This guy looks like a beast. Um, 40 reps on the bench. I mean, that's a lot. So for sure, we're gonna try and pick him up. I don't know what pick we're gonna use yet, but the outside linebackers look like garbage. The left outside linebackers. This guy is probably going to be one of my number one picks. He's fast, strong. I'll probably take him like one or two. Let's see what else we got. This right outside linebacker, it looks all right. I didn't get around to too much of that. Corners, there were surprisingly a lot of decent corners, it looks like. And then I forgot about safeties somehow. I just was too focused on the skill positions. I got distracted with the running backs because I was like, there's no good running backs here, and it kind of bothered me. So yeah, we got our 14 picks. I didn't want all of them to be in the first round, so we did get a lot of first rounders. We got 5 first rounders, 3 in the second. Can't remember what else we have, but yeah. So I'm gonna do the draft, and hopefully we get some good picks and good depth traits. Hopefully we don't wait too long for that quarterback and he gets yoinked. And yeah. All right, we're back now with the draft recap. We actually did really, really well. Which, I mean, we had a lot of first round picks, so it's not surprising. So I started off with this defensive tackle, and he just looks like a monster. 78 hidden dev. I'm gonna say I don't know. I think I have less normal devs than hidden devs, honestly, and it's just like every single one of these were hidden dev, hidden dev, hidden dev. So we did end up getting a running back. He was a hidden dev, only 72, but I'm almost positive he was the best running back in the class. The quarterback, so like I said, he was supposed to go first, and then he dropped all the way down the 4th, and then I started getting nervous around mid-second, and I was like, you know what, we need to get him now. I wasn't going to wait until the 4th, and he ends up being a hidden dev. Huge arm. He's just, I mean, not fast or anything, but that'll be pretty good. We ended up getting a bunch of late linemen and in the later rounds. I did miss out on one guy that looked really good. He was projected to go in the 5th round, so I was waiting till I think it was right here to grab him, and he went in between the 3rd and 4th round, even though he's projected for 5th. I was hoping he would be there at 4th. He was gone. I kind of want to look and see if I can find him. I'm not sure if that's possible. We want I bet he was probably one of the best ones. Yeah, it's him right there. Damn, man. 75. He was only a normal dev, so I guess I was about to go look for it, and it's right there in front of my face. So that's all right. We didn't miss out on much there. And then after getting a bunch of linemen, I found this defensive tackle that was 2nd round, and he was a hidden dev. I think we got 3 D tackles. This guy's pretty small, and I'm pretty sure he's a speed rusher, so I'm sure I can move him to an end somewhere. I don't think we have any ends. We have a bunch of D tackles. I have a left outside linebacker. Yeah. So we have 3 D tackles, at least one of them's going to be an edge rush, an end. We got this other left guard was a normal dev, and then the last pick, we didn't have any 6th-round picks. That's not something I did, but I guess the Cardinals, for whatever reason, didn't have any 6th-round picks for this year. And then we got this fullback as our last pick, who was a 71 overall. I didn't have him scouted at all. I just went by like the draft grade for them, and he was a 71. So that all worked out pretty well. So now our team is looking pretty good. I mean, we have a lot of spaces filled up. I'm not sure. So our fullback is also our tight end right now. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm going to fix that. But who's this guy? Oh, okay. So our defensive tackle is okay. So we'll fix all that. I started off defensive heavy. Yeah, I think one of these is our middle linebacker got moved down here. I'm not sure how that happens. But yeah, so we started off defensive heavy. We ended offensive heavy with all the offensive tackles and stuff. So we're looking pretty good. Now I just have to fill the roster with a bunch of unrestricted or undrafted free agents, and we'll be all set to start the first season of the Diablos. Philip Banks coach, whatever else we want to call this season. All right, so after some finagling, I guess, we have our roster set up. 69 overall, 71 defense, 68 offense. So this is going to be a rough season. Yeah. So right now what we have some good depth traits. Our quarterback's decent. Running back's decent. I mean, it's not too bad. Our O-line's all right. I moved some people around so that we could get all 60s up here. Our center was like 57, these guys down here. So I think I moved one of the right tackles to left guard and the left guard to center to set that up. I mean, we got some tight ends. This guy's a blocking tight end. He's really slow. This guy's pretty fast though, so I'm not sure how we're gonna work that one out. On defense, I feel like we're set up pretty well for a 3-4 defense. One of our defensive linemen or our defensive tackles, I moved to an end spot, and I took one of our ends, moved him to this left outside linebacker. Actually, I have to fix that. I think he's supposed to be at right outside linebacker. I'll go back to the through my depth chart and fix that. What else do we have? Yeah, I mean, our defense looks okay. Our corners are going to suffer, though. We couldn't find any really great corner. I mean, obviously. But we got a 64 corner. After that, we're all in the 50s. We got some good safeties. I'm using, I think, Hudson. It's either Hudson or Mosley, I think, is our slot corner, because our corner dips off pretty bad. I might decide to move one of them to corner permanently. I think it looks like Hudson is probably set up pretty well for that. Let's look at the... Oh, and I forgot about the defense. I found this guy, a second defensive tackle that had a depth trait. And yeah, so that was interesting. I wasn't expecting to find any depth traits when I was looking through the UDFAs. We have a good kicker, like a really decent kicker, and a decent punter. Our kickoff returner is a backup running back that we found. He has okay speed, and I think he's like a 92. And then these other two are 94 speed guys, so that should be pretty good. If I feel like I need to go faster, I can just switch them out. Honestly, when I was looking for like corners and wide receivers, I started looking for just like speed guys, basically for that reason. And I wanted a speedier running back to, you know, take over for the power back that we have as well. Yeah, so I moved. So Hudson is the slot corner. I might make. I think I'll actually do that right now. I'll make him the second corner here. Oop. There we go. That way we're a little bit better. He's not that fast, though. I think he's 80. Yeah, 87. So he's got 89 XL though, so it should be all right. And then yeah, so I think we're set up pretty well. I mean, as well as we can be. Obviously, this is going to be a rough year. I'm going to fix that linebacker issue, and then also we can look at the scheme. So I don't want air raid, obviously. Let's see, what do we have? Not looking that great. So it looks like West Coast spread is best. I don't like that though. West Coast zone run. Huh. We're not set up well for anything. I think we go this. I think we go vertical power run. We have a strong arm. Our quarterback is a strong arm. We got the power back. We have some deep threats. I mean, our offensive linemen aren't really scheme fits, but I think that'll be all right. I don't like it. It's really just like extra XP as far as I know. So 3-4. We do want to stay in a 3-4. I think our middle linebackers, our outside linebackers are best at like rushing. We don't have very good cover guys for outside linebackers, so I want to stay at a 3-4. So 3-4 storm looks like a good idea. We'll do that. We'll do 3-4 storm. I don't know about these. Obviously, that's not going to work. We need a power back. Power run West Coast scheme. I don't think that works either. West Coast is not. Power run vertical passing scheme. Okay, so that works for Carolina. I mean, they do have. I think they do have a lot of like option plays in here though, because of Cam Newton. We're not going to. Hopefully, not going to use those. Now 3-4 3-4 storm. I don't know what that playbook would be. Let's see, generating pressure from multiple directions. I think that's probably good. I don't know, like, obviously this is the same thing, like I don't know how much this is actually going to matter. That's a disguise one. What was this one? Multiple directions again. Yeah, Denver and Chicago, like they're set up with Khalil Mack and Having a brain fart. The other guy on Denver. I just blanked out his name. Man. Okay. So and our outside linebackers are rushers. So I feel like with Chicago and Denver, that would work pretty well. Not that it really matters that much. I don't think. Yeah, so I think we'll just go with Chicago. Hopefully it'll work out well. Yeah, and I think we are all set for the season. We're here in the preseason right now. We're going to call it right here. I appreciate anyone who stops by. Obviously, my channel is 0. I mean, I have like some older like Fortnite stuff and some Call of Duty stuff. But this is the first Madden thing I'm putting out there. So if anybody sees this will be kind of cool. Yeah. So normal YouTube stuff. If you like it, like it. If you want to see more of this, subscribe. I'm gonna keep playing through as long as I want to. I'll keep uploading videos whether or not people are watching. So it is what it is. With that, have a safe week, I guess, day. I don't know, night, whatever time it is. There's a lot of crazy stuff going out there, and I just hope everybody's safe. Have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.